Jumbo, Jumbowana, Barigana, Hamzuri Sana, Wageri, Wageri Bishwa, Kenya Yeto, Hakuna Matata, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la. Back in Kenya, they say welcome and have a good day. And remember, every time you go to Kenya, 1 out of 5 people you meet in Kenya is not an Indian, but a Gujarati. My name is Vikram, born in Madras, and those days Madras was a little bit different. They say filter coffee, dosa, idli, and like every other South Indian, I did my schooling without any flaws. And like every other South Indian middle class, I did my engineering, and like every other South Indian middle class, I did my management. Anybody here who did the same thing? Any engineers out here? Any management students out here? Beautiful. And when I came to Bangalore to start earning my bread and butter, I felt, oh my God, what did I do with my life? I need to start traveling. And over time, I traveled to more countries than states in India. And then I realized, no, I have to be a true Indian and I should travel on foot. And one such trip took me to the Mahatma's land. And all that I researched about Gujarat was dokla, no alcohol. You can have your alcohol, that's okay. And going over there, I had just one friend, and from Baroda, where I was invited for a talk, I went to Bhuj. And being a big fan of Indian clothing, and every time I went to see Indian clothing, I found this beautiful thing called boutique print, Ajrak. And when I researched a little more, they said this is from a region called Kutch. And very interesting where Kutch is. How many of you can visualize the map of Gujarat? It's like a mouth. And when you open your mouth and you do Kutch, and Kutch is in the top of it. And then my friend took me all the way around Kutch, and then I realized, coming from Madras, how many of you think, and what language do I speak? English and? English and? English and? English and? And I thought, my little Hindi would help me. My little Hindi would help me. And unfortunately, I learned Sanskrit for 8 years. So I can read and write Hindi much better than even writing and reading Tamil. So with this confidence, I land in Bhuj. And then my friend says, people in Bhuj don't speak even Hindi. They don't speak Gujarati. They speak Kutchi. Nobody told me this. Nobody told me that you need to know this unique language. Just like Kurgis are not Kannadigas and Mangaloreans are not Kannadigas, they are also Kannadigas. So these Kutchis are all, Gujarat and Kutch have their own different issues to solve with. So from there, we went beautifully on a bus ride. And I got into this bus, which is 20-seater, and comfortably about 60 people are sitting in the bus. And the bus went, and the conductor came to me, and I was having this nice little book, and because I was not confident of my mobile battery, so I had written down what all places that I want to go to, and we were going all along. And the conductor came to me and said, I said, Chumma. Then my friend gave me a stare and said, no, you can't use those words. And so I had to change. And then we went and we stopped after 20 kilometers traveling up in 4 hours. 20 kilometers in 4 hours in a nice little bus with 60 lovely people. I went and stayed in a lovely place in Kutch. And I always thought India was full of people, that there will be people everywhere I go. I don't need Google Maps. And once the bus dropped us, I could see nobody. Not a single soul. I look back, there was a road. I look front, there is no road. I look right, there is road. I look left, not a single soul. And then I asked her, have you reached the friend's place? She said, we might have to walk a little more. I said, how much? Another 20-30 minutes. I said, what? You said we can reach there in 4 hours and this is where I am still after coming. And we walked. And in the walk came running a little boy who's called Lakshman. Lakshman came and said, hi Bhaiya, welcome, come. In his own little Kutchi, because they knew that I'm coming. And I went and stayed there for 3 days in this lovely little house. A lovely little house which you can never find in Google Map, you can never find on Facebook. It's a place called Hotka. How many of you are having a vodka here? Which came first, I don't know, Hotka or vodka. And the lovely place called Hotka, when you see there's nothing, so there's no road, and you just have to keep walking. And Lakshman, the little boy, took us all along right inside, and I don't know if we get lost, who's going to come and save me? And then he went inside, and finally we found this beautiful little house, mud house. Not a house, but a community of 6 houses, one for the father and the mother, and 4 for each of the brothers and their family, and one for those who either didn't marry or widowed or lost their wife. Such a beautiful thing. And remember, they don't share the same toilet. Each of the little house had their own toilet, had their own kitchen. And when I asked them, I said, okay, to take picture, they said, no, don't take the picture of the women, because they are offended, because people have misused the pictures. They've seen all these women in big hoardings, and they said, my sister and my cousin's image is not nice to see. And so from there, I stayed for 3 days, and the women do embroidery and handwork, and the men do leather work. And the women always said, we draw inspiration from nature. Not the nature that you and me think, but buffalo, and the urine from the buffalo is the inspiration. They say the angle in which the urine flows is how they draw their pattern. It's how they do the thread work, how they match it. And that was my 3 days of staying there. And from there, I went to Mandvi, because I believe by now I know all of Gujarat. So I wrote all the things and then went to Mandvi, because I want to see the lovely flamingos. And the lovely flamingos, I thought, would be in the most pristine of places to go with. I thought it will be picture perfect. It will be like as the images I've seen in Google and Facebook. And when I go to Mandvi and land there, these flamingos don't sit on spaces that you and me can even sit. They sit on human shit. They stand, thousands of them, stand there for long hours, and it's such a beautiful sight, because no human ever observes these beautiful birds. We only take pictures, but just stand and watching them, nobody did. I did that for a long time, and while coming back, there was no auto, there was no bus, so I started walking back. Because 3 o'clock was my lunch time, and there's only one restaurant called Osho Restaurant in Mandvi. Remember, next time you go to Mandvi, remember this name called Osho Restaurant. And I was walking at 2:30. I was walking, sweating in the middle of the day, and then I suddenly see this huge box of a building which resembled a colonial structure. And this colonial structure was like, suddenly in a desert, imagine you find a Brit architecture, a red color box, and the red color box was so intruding that I said, okay, let me go fast and find out what this is. And so I went running, because I need to come back from my lunch at 3 o'clock. So I went, and I went closer and closer. This box was getting bigger and bigger, and it was completely in British architecture. What is the British architecture doing in a desert in Gujarat, in Kutch? And so I go right there. When I went right there, I found out this is a place in memorial of a man called Shyamji Krishna Varma. Have anybody heard of him? This man is not in any history book, not in any textbook. He fought for the Indian independence movement right in Britain, right in London. He sat there, and all the people from India who used to go to London and fought for the Indian independence used to meet in this house called the Indian House. And that was a replica of the Indian House. And he was born in Mandvi. So they built him, and he wanted to be buried in India. So he died before the Indian independence movement, and his urn and ashes came back to India in 2006 or 7. And our lovely little, our most popular Prime Minister gave a huge grant to bring this memorial. And this memorial is a beautiful repertoire of the Indian independence movement. Nowhere in the books, nowhere anywhere, this man has fought for the Indian independence movement. So he and his wife sit there as memory. And if not for this walk, if not for this hurried walk to find this place, I wouldn't have found this treasure of Indian history. And I'm going to end by saying that irrespective of where you travel in this world, spend a little time walking, because the path may lead to a place that you might keep talking for the rest of your life. And finally, stories we hear make the world of today. Stories we share make the world of tomorrow. Tell the right stories. Thank you.